Can we solely base movies on mathematical terms? Because just as a matter of fact, 8 is less than 11. Ocean's 8 brings back the heist series, started with the Rat Pack back in what, like the 50s, and then Soderbergh bringing it back with Clooney and Pitt and Ocean's 11, a couple sequels from that. And now another one, this one though, with a group of 8 women trying to pull off the perfect heist. Lots to live up to with performances and heist movies and all sorts of fun stuff. Does it do it? Well, here's 5 things you might want to know about Ocean's 8. No, it doesn't quite live up to Ocean's 11, but that's not really the point, is it? Let's judge the movie on its own terms. There really is a lot to like here. First of all, the performances are so good. These women are so great. Let's focus on 3 of them. The 3 Bs, I call them: Bullock, Blanchett, and Bonham Carter. I thought they were so good. Captivating, charisma, lots of energy. I really enjoyed these performances, and they're surrounded by these other smaller performances that are also adding beauty to what's going on. Sarah Paulson is wonderful. Rihanna is great. Everybody's doing good work here, at least among our core group of thieves, and that's good news. But here's one of the most important things. This movie is fun. I had a really good time watching this movie, and that's high on my priority list. If I go to a movie and I walk out smiling, I walk out thinking of a few cool moments and a few cool lines, that's a good night at the movies. And I think Ocean's 8 is that. It's a fun movie. It has those witty one-liners. It has those moments of surprise. It has some of those elements of a heist movie that kind of get you going, that amp you up. All those things are here. And because of that, and also the performances that we already talked about, because of all of that, you just kind of have a smile on your face through the whole thing. And that's really important to me. Gonna hop into a couple yellows now, a couple cautions, just because this could go either way for you. And I will say neither of these things bothered me too much. We'll start with this. This movie is just good enough. It doesn't really excel in any ways aside from what's been mentioned already. And because of that, it just feels like a good movie. And sometimes, like I said, that's enough. And it certainly was for me. But if you're looking for something spectacular, which, by the way, I do believe Ocean's 11 had and many other movies have, I don't think this movie has it. In fact, I would compare it to a night of mini golfing. You know, when you play miniature golf, there's a lot of nostalgia. It's a fun evening, but it's nothing necessarily special. There's not, you know what to expect, right? You're going to go hit a little ball and try to get it in the holes, and at the end there'll be a clown mouth and it goes in there and it never comes back out. Like, you know what your evening is in store for. And I feel like Ocean's 8 is very similar to that. It's a fun evening. It's nostalgia, but at the end of the day, you kind of know what you're getting. The other thing I wonder if some people might come away and find negative, it didn't bother me too much, is this movie does have a tendency to be almost impersonation of Ocean's 11, even more than homage. Or is it homage? I guess I'm in America, so we pronounce the H. Homage. Anyways, the point being, it feels as if they are taking Ocean's 11 and doing more paint by numbers at times than they are really finding their own movie. The character of Sandra Bullock is obviously the George Clooney character. Cate Blanchett is obviously the Brad Pitt character, even down to some mannerisms and other things that I won't spoil, down to plot movements and different winks and nods. And honestly, I can see how that will get a bit tiring to somebody who loves the original, because it does have a tendency at times to feel a little forced. Having said that, there's a reason those things worked, and they can work here as well, as long as you don't get distracted by the fact that they're such a close to a carbon copy of Ocean's 11. The only negative I really wanted to talk about with this is the heist movie element. It didn't capture me the way I wanted it to. It didn't steal my heart, if you will. I really feel like if you're going to make a heist movie, there are some moments you have to have, especially towards the end of the heist, like that one last reveal, and I'm not going to give anything away. This movie tries to have it, but actually ends up, I think, making the movie, or the heist part of the movie at least, worse with its reveal and not better. It kind of goes the opposite direction that I wanted it to. There's very specific reasons for that I can't go into without spoiling it. Maybe listen to the podcast, because I'm sure we'll talk about that in the spoiler cast. But I will say it did impact my overall enjoyment of the film because I wanted the heist part to be just a little bit better. Overall, though, I still had a really fun time. These performances, I said, are captivating. The movie is good. I gave it a solid B. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the Best Ever Challenge here in a bit. Before we do, thanks for hanging out on Twitter, different places, and connecting about movies. I love having those conversations. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, very easy. Aaron Dicer, Aarondicer. Just search for Aaron Dicer. You will find me, and we can chat there on Twitter. We can also chat here on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, please. That would be awesome. Leave comments here. Get your best ever challenge answer in, all that kind of fun stuff that we do here at YouTube. Would love to connect there as well. And then the podcast, SiftPop, SiftPop. You heard me mention it. We do a podcast about the movie we're talking about and some other fun things. Every weekend, whatever you do your podcast thing in, just look for SiftPop, SiftPop. And then we also do a spoiler cast often about the movies that we're talking about, so we can go a little more in depth if you've seen it. And finally, thank you to those who support this channel. It's very much appreciated. I could not do it without you. Thank you for allowing me to do this thing and for you saying, yep, we vote for it. We like it. We want to keep it going. If you want to do that, it's at Patreon, patreon.com/yourmoviefriend. All right, on to the Best Ever Challenge, where we name the best movie ever in a particular category. You can try to identify my choice by the clue that I give. The topic this week for the Best Ever Challenge, Best Ever Heist Movies. Let's go for it. What's your favorite heist movie, the best one ever? I'm going to go with the one that really, honestly, is the heist movie of my dreams. One I've always dreamed of. You can check it out in the comments. Leave your choice there. First person to get it right, by the way, does get that Your Movie Friend point. So rare. I want to get a hold of one of those as soon as you can. As always, we'll give you a few extra seconds here to hit subscribe here at YouTube. Just click my face.